No, just let me time it and date it. It's now, it's 12:55 on the Tuesday, the 29th of June 2010. This is a continuation of an interview with Mr. Dowie. I'm DC Ben from Preston CID. I'm joined by my colleague, DC Nicholas. The urgency of putting this tape in is because there was a suggestion that we may question, or we may be questioned on exactly what Mr. Dowie says whilst doing this interview. So we've supposedly put a second set of tapes in this. We accept that
you said that I was acting.
No, I didn't. I just said you said about you was it?
1 minute.
You gave them all these ailments at the hospital, but I didn't say anything. Presented, that's the word. Anyway, I must remind you, you're still under caution, and such you do not have to say anything, but it may harm defence. You do not mention when questioning something you later on in court. I've explained it once, I'm sure. Are you happy to continue with this interview?
1 minute and 20 seconds.
Well, there's nothing we can do regarding seeing children.
1 minute and 30 seconds.
I don't know what's going to happen to you. But what I'm saying to you is... No, it's not psychological torture. It's not, we're not going to torture you, but we can't discuss something that is totally out of our hands. What I said to you is, do you now remember how, because in the first interview that lasted 43 minutes, you didn't remember going to the hospital. Are you now saying you do remember going to the hospital?
I remember being on a moving device.
Stretcher.
That I presumed was stretcher.
2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Staff that I hadn't heard before, female staff. I knew that was moving, and I relaxed and I thought, I assumed
2 minutes and 20 seconds.
I floated in and out of consciousness for the last, 20 minutes, hour.
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
In the same hospital there. Therefore, I was unconscious.
So, when you
and 40 seconds.
collapsed, when you collapsed at the custody desk,
What was the custody desk?
yeah, and then you collapsed and fell over.
Minute and 50 seconds.
I remember seeing my eyes flicked and I was looking at a female with blonde hair from Brute Force staff. I was looking at her. She was
3 minutes precisely.
I was looking at her and I saw her face look shocked.
Mr. Dowie, were you wanting to go to court?
3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Mr. Dowie, were you looking forward to going to court?
I can't keep up with you guys, honestly. I'm not now. Can I have a break?
3 minutes.
No, we just put this tape back in.
Can I have a bit more water?
You can have water at the end of this interview. You've had 3 cups of water. You'll be wanting the toilet break if you have any more water. What I am saying to you is, we want to get to the bottom of this. Were you looking forward to going to court yesterday morning?
3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Do you wish to answer that, Mr. Dowie?
When you are in cell,
3 minutes and 50 seconds.
You've not eaten and you've not seen children, then any change
4
that
minutes
you can have
precisely.
becomes wonderful. I was in that cell and I began to think, well, these people look at you as an animal.
4 minutes
Because every
and
time,
10
there's only so many
seconds.
times you can stay in a cell and people come past you and you try to, get eye contact with them or smile at them.
4 minutes and 20 seconds.
And what happens is it's almost as if they've been told to just ignore you. And because you can see them...
4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Well, they can see me. I've seen people look at me. They're not
Right. Mr. Dowie, the question was, were you looking forward to going to court yesterday morning?
And 40 seconds.
Every change is a beautiful thing. It makes you believe that,
Right.
there's a possibility that you get home to see your children.
So you were looking forward to going to court, and then you had this sudden rush
Have you
and the collapse.
informed my next of kin, Julie Dowie? Have you informed her? Have I so many times have you informed my next of kin?
5
I am unaware of that.
Have you been informed?
Why would we need to inform you next to kin?
Like I say, when I was in hospital, they had my regular next of kin, and she...
Are you prepared to answer the questions that I'm going to ask you regarding the offence for which you've been arrested?
I'm answering all your questions in compliance with
to the custody desk, were you looking forward to going to
5
court?
minutes and 30 seconds.
And then you suddenly had a turn and you fall to the floor. Is that correct? Then when you go up to
5
the hospital,
minutes
because you now remember being on the stretcher and going to the hospital, and you remember somebody speaking to
The
you.
first time I've been asked these questions, and the way you're
5
talking to
minutes
me,
and
yeah,
50 seconds.
you know, this
It's the
is,
first time I've asked you these questions.
can I say, you're saying, I now remember this and I now remember that. Since we've come, once we started this interview, you dated from the beginning of this interview, it's the first time that I've been interviewed on record within the rules that we lay down in the codes and
Minutes and
policy.
10
It is the
seconds.
first time. That's why you told me all these things. How's it tape? I mean, for days now people have been saying that. Last night,
6
I
minutes
was told that
and
to
20 seconds.
but they brought me in here. I spoke to a guy who didn't want to represent me.
6 minutes
I begged
and
him, I
30
thought he would
seconds.
hear me today. Right.
Right.
Can I have a little bit more water? There's no water.
6 minutes
I'm going to ask you one final time and then we're going to cease this interview. Do you remember? Yeah, we're going to stop interviewing. I've asked you all the questions you
6 minutes
and you've given
and
an account.
50 seconds.
Unless you want to carry on. That isn't one of the questions or one of the answers I can give at this moment in time. Can you remember any...
And 10
No,
seconds.
I have no further questions. Tommy, is there anything you wish to ask?
Nothing covered. The time at the hospital.
7 minutes and 50
Okay, so
seconds.
what you, just to summarise, that you were at the hospital, well, you were going to court yesterday morning, you collapsed
7
because you had a
minutes
sudden
and 30
rush of
seconds.
blood. You then have treatment in your cell, you then go on a stretcher to RPH, you then overhear a doctor.
I didn't have any treatment in the cell. They didn't administer anything. I don't think so, because what they did...
Well, that's what I thought you said originally, but then you said it was in a cell while you put that device on.
You told me about the device there.
No, I said that's how we tell blood pressure.
If you don't remember, I remember the sound of that machine when I was in the hospital.
Yes.
And I believe that it was a blood pressure
8
taking
minutes
machine.
and
I
10
said,
seconds.
and you can rewind the tape if you like, that when a nurse or a medical practitioner used the words,
8
his blood
minutes
pressure
and
is
20
high,
seconds.
Female.
it was a female who said that. And someone else said his extremities are cold.
8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Obviously, they have done that.
Go on, go on, carry on there. Where was that said? At the hospital or in the cell when you were treated? Because I thought it would have all happened in the hospital, but then you corrected me on the end of the last interview and said it happened in the cell.
8 minutes and 50
No, I'll
seconds.
listen to that tape. And I'm accurate, mate. I do make mistakes when I start talking at the beginning.
That's what I've been in.
9
Yeah.
minutes
Yeah.
precisely.
But I haven't made a mistake there. You said it happened in the cell. Alright? Right, the time now by my colleague's watch. I'm very sorry, there's another mistake. I forgot to put my watch on this morning. But it's now 4 minutes past 1 and I'm going to switch off the tape.